Welcome to your doom. Shut it and get over here. Massive uppercut!
Hello, and welcome to another edition of the JabJab Show. Today I'm reviewing Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad, directed by David Ayer, stars Will Smith, Margot, Robbie, Jared Leto, Courtney, Hernandez, Viola Davis, Joel Kinnaman, have I said Cara Delevigne yet? Margot, Robbie, blah blah blah. There's a lot of people in there, so it's an ensemble piece. Okay, so the film chronicles the events of where a group of people, supervillains, are incarcerated. They're put together to form some kind of Suicide Squad. So to help the government, and then to do operations for that in return for like a shorter prison sentence. Now going into the film, I like the look of the trailers. The trailers had a look of a bit of fun, sense of fun, some humour in there. There's a lot of maybe like anarchy and what have you. It's just a bunch of bad guys doing stuff that seem to be like bonding and all the rest of it. And I don't know, it just seemed to me like Warner Brothers perhaps were kind of like taking that conscious decision to make it more lighter in tone, more comedic kind of thing. Because what most people thought about Man of Steel and certainly Batman v Superman, which is whatever you think about the final film, was a kind of all dark and brooding and everyone's all miserable and all the rest of it. So maybe Warner Brothers are saying, yeah, we're listening to you people. We're gonna inject a lot of fun, a lot of a bit lighter in tone. And I think the story, the idea behind it. I mean, I've not read the comics, but the idea behind this, it has a scope for that kind of thing. Whether or not they'll do a crossover, Batman, Superman, Robin, everyone else together, I don't know. That's later on, but for now, have this lighter tone in the film. Having said that, I mean, I thought I'd like the film. The trailers were, all fun and whatever. It looked a lot better than, like I say. But I thought I would like it a lot more than I did. I just didn't think it was that good. I'm not jumping on the bandwagon here. I mean, I went into the film not reading any reviews. I know they were online and in magazines here or there or whatever, but I don't read the reviews if I can help it before I watch the film, so it don't cloud my judgment kind of thing. But the word on the street, if you will, some of the cats, I don't know, I'm trying to be all hip, some of the cats said it was that, not my cats, but some people were thinking it was okay, not a good kind of thing. So I thought, oh, okay, that doesn't sound good, because concerning the, how the trailers were and so on. But, I give it a go, this is my thing, and just my opinion. So I just think, well, maybe I want to like it. I want to like it, but I felt it was a bit too uneven. And the danger was, which I didn't really see before, but now it's like quite apparent really, where you've got all these characters in the film like you've not seen in a live action film before, and they're going to be like hardcore fans who know all these characters from comics and what have you, so they won't need all the backstories and what have you, which there are a lot of in this film, but it has to cater for more than just a hardcore, because otherwise it's not gonna be as popular and what have you, make as much money at the box office basically. So they have to kind of establish all these characters, which I understand. But for me, for when they were doing so, it kind of stopped the film. The storyline they have is, I like the setup and what have you. As it played out, it was okay. But what's really hurt the film for me, when they had these backstories. Now, some of the backstories are good, effective, nice, and all the rest of it. Don't get me wrong. And there's one near-ish the end concerning a certain character. It's in a bar, which... it's a good scene. Like a lot of people I know and what have you have said, this is a really good scene. The story is going on and on, the story is moving forward and stuff. And they just have this scene, which, like I say, is good, but it's just there, and it just doesn't make sense for it to be there. It should be early on. But I don't know. And the ones early on, like I say, while necessary, I guess in some way, as I explained, it just wasn't. It was just a bunch of people talking, in a room. Like, this is this character. They did this, this, this. That's why they're in prison. And you do da 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 da. It could have been done more effectively, perhaps. To get the thing moving. Like, I'm a big fan of the first Terminator film. I've recently done a retrospective on Terminator 2, but I love the first film even more. One of the reasons, and James Cameron does mention this on the commentary for that film, is there is exposition in that film, in the first film, because Sarah Connor is our eyes into that film. She's kind of like, she doesn't know what's going on. All of a sudden, like, these two people are pursuing her, and all this like kind of explanation has to happen for her and the audience to say, well, I don't, So, but it all happens as they're driving somewhere, or on the way somewhere. They're always moving the story forward in order to, and then tell the exposition, backstory, whatever you want, as the story is going. Oh man, that's great writing. Even throughout, there's like scenes, like you see that I don't want to spoil it for you, but spoil it for anyone. But there's a little shot in the trailer when Harley Quinn is like reaching into a shop and she steals something or other, and someone says, and she responds to someone who has a remark, and she goes, "Come on, this is what we do. We're bad guys." I'm paraphrasing, okay, but that's in the film. But the way they have that, there's no context, there's no outside, there's no bridging of the scene it's in to make it seem naturally to fit. Naturally, I don't know if I'm making sense. That one shot of her reaching in and grabbing out and saying, "Come on, we're bad guys. This is what we do." It's sat uneasily with where it was, in how they put it in the film. Now I'm thinking it's probably like part of a bigger sequence, and there's a sequence as well within this bit where Will Smith is, he's just looking pensive. I don't know if that's the right word, but looking in the middle distance at something. But there's no frame of reference anywhere. They're just very disjointed, basically, this scene. And it's peppered throughout the film. I don't know, the editing is a bit choppy and stuff. People might criticise my editing, but, to get this level of film, which is a big blockbuster and all the rest of it, you kind of have to criticise them a bit more. The most fleshed out characters in this film are probably, for me, Deadshot and Harley Quinn. Now, they have they forged a relationship. Obviously, the Joker's in there, which I'll get to later. So, obviously, Harley Quinn and the Joker have a little thing, and but the platonic relationship between her and Harley Quinn and Deadshot. And they've got good moments. They've got really good moments. Don't get me wrong. It's not a complete fucking failure, this film, by a long shot. But it was just, even with all these backstories, not every character. There's a lot of characters in here. Even with all that, there's still people. There's just scenes where certain characters are just stood about. And there's a lot of commenting now and again, and not really doing much. For the film to work, all starts with story, all starts with dialogue, all starts with this and that. I just felt it was underdeveloped. Some characters, like I say, just hanging around, and you're thinking, there's a certain character who you didn't really get to know until their backstory kind of thing right at the end. I thought, okay, it's a good backstory, like I said before. Some of these are quite effective and what have you. Gives you a sense of who they are and stuff. But without them, they're just people with who can do certain things and whatever. Which it's not really good enough. Say that's a scenario where, say, Superman has just been aware that there's a speeding train going to hit a bunch of people or something, and if he sets off right now, he'll get there just in the nick of time to save the day. But on the way there, for some reason, he goes into he knocks on for Lois Lane, and he has a chat about when she started doing journalism. To flesh out a character. It seemed to me that way. Like, there's no need to have this scene early on. Batman's in it a little bit. I think that was all over the internet. Well, not all over the internet, but He's in Ben Affleck again. Good at Batman. He does his thing. There's a key scene with Deadshot. Yeah, the Joker's in this, so that's gonna be interesting because I know everyone remembers obviously Heath Ledger as the Joker and Jack Nicholson as the Joker, and obviously in the cartoons, the animation, Mark Hamill and so forth. What take is Jared Leto going to be as the Joker? To be honest, I think he was underused. I don't think he was in it enough, really. I mean, I'm guessing maybe to set up something else, maybe a Batman solo film. Is it 2018 or so? I'm not too sure. But, it's a different take on Batman, on the Joker, I should say. He's not this psychological, getting in your head, just an absolute crazy bastard. He's more like a mobster type, which I don't expect. But he's okay in it, but he has scenes with Harley Quinn obviously, and a few scenes over there. But he's very much on the periphery. I dare say if he wasn't in the film, then the film would have been okay anyway. The film he don't really have any much bearing on the main plot, main story. Well, maybe it's a conscious decision for Jared Leto to play the Joker like this, to separate him from the Heath Ledger's and Jack Nicholson and all the rest of it. I suppose it's commendable. Okay, I'm not going to spoil anything for you, but there's a villain in this film. The villain does have a brother. I think his name is Incubus, and it's just, I don't know what was going on with him. Basically, he had his weird tentacles reaching out and doing stuff, and obviously, laying havoc, kind of doing stuff, fighting people and whatever. I just thought it was like really bad CGI. It looked like a yellow Electro from The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I don't know. It's just really bad CGI to kind of recreate him. I'm guessing, I don't know. It was, it's probably a character in one of the comics way back when, in the Suicide Squad comics, perhaps. It's probably portrayed a lot better. I don't know, but all you can do is base it on what you see in this actual film. And there's a scene also when the villain is kind of laying waste to all these places. They are doing these things, and all these secret bunkers, warships and all the rest of it, airships and all the rest of it are getting destroyed, okay? And the actual film shows them being destroyed. That picture of that image, that video, whatever, of the air strike thing being destroyed, that doesn't make sense. The air carrier being destroyed. He's then projected, switches into the projection in a control room. So what we're seeing on screen is what these people in the control room are seeing. Literally the same shot of this thing getting blown up. And these things bug me in films, big budget, small budget, whatever they are. Where I just think, in filmmaking terms, why would there be a camera? You got to assume someone's put a camera there, just filming this airship, this this monument or secret location, which actually one thing in particular is saying, oh, how do you know about that? That's a secret location, words like that. So why would they be filming this secret location and just happen to be watching it in real time as she's blowing up? Now, I don't know, I can see for visual shorthand, but, that's why they do it, kind of thing. And they're not looking through, oh, I heard an explosion over there, 6,000 miles away. Alright, let's check CCTV. There's none of that. There's not, watching in real time. This is, happening now. It just bugged me what, these convenient kind of, let's switch on camera 3, let's see what the secret location looks like. Hang on, it's being blown up. That's a bit weird. So all this was happening at the end. There's also the villain. They want to, control the world, take over the world, kind of thing. A little very cliched old Bond villain kind of things going on. It's happened. You've seen it all before. Obviously, it's not so much the destination; it's the journey. I get that, but it's just, I don't know. It just because of this beam of light going into the air and all shit swirling around it, and all the sky's gone weird. I thought, don't come seriously. This has been done so many times before. Most recently in the Ghostbusters reboot. I just thought, it's very CGI heavy and all the rest of it. You know, didn't mind, but like I say, because of the main villain's brother and a few other things, they got this weird dance going on, which is kind of weird. That don't really have any rhyme or reason. But you know, we'll let that slide perhaps. But like, it's just a bit underwhelming. In the end, I would say, because of the uneven editing, for me, the pacing, the amount of exposition and all the backstories and all that, which I felt harmed the film to an extent. I mean, like I say, it's not a fucking bad film. This is a 15. Like, when I heard it was a 15, I thought, okay, it's gonna be a pain in the ass, like IDing for this film, I guess, but because you know it probably has, you know, more credentials kind of thing to make 15. I suppose it's a reaction to how well Deadpool did. I'm just saying, you know, I'm saying that I'm not sure if it's the actual truth or not, but obviously that did really well. That film is much more violent than this film, I'd say. You know, obviously the swearing in that film and the blood and what have you. I don't know what makes Suicide Squad a 15, to be honest. I mean, you can get away with a lot more, in theory, because it's kind of got fantasy elements in and what have you. It's like a few years ago, Green Hornet came out, and that was a 12A. That had a load of shit, and not so many F words, but like, people saying shit all the time. I don't know what the count is. You know, if you have 8 shits, you're 15. If you have 7, you're 12A. I don't know if there's a checklist like that. I don't know how the BBFC work all this shit out, but I'm thinking maybe it's because it's a superhero film and it's got fantasy elements and so on. You know, they get away with a bit more. I don't know what made it a 15. You know, there's fisticuffs. There's few people like, you know, there's nice little sequences of people getting shot and stuff, and there's threat there. There's this and that there. So yeah, given everything I've said, I feel this film probably would benefit from another extra half hour or so. Like, I've not seen the extended cut or the whatever it's called for Batman v Superman. I will be doing it shortly, but I think this film would benefit from the same kind of treatment, as in, you know, have more, not more backstories, but less disjointed editing, because it looks like it's been edited. This film's about 2 hours long. It feels like it, maybe the original, the rough cut, whatever, was an hour longer or something. So, oh shit, that's not going to play in cinemas. We need to show it more times per day, so make it shorter and so on. It's a problem that DC seems to have, you know, trying to do what Marvel has done over 8 films in one film. That kind of thing, if you understand, where we've got a bunch of characters, we need to get up to speed, so we're just cramming shit, and hopefully it'll all stick. But it doesn't. It's not difficult to understand the film by any means. It's just like, it's just a little kind of all over the place, and you know, this bit kind of, I don't know, personally I thought would have gone down better in the beginning, but maybe because there was too much of that in the beginning, as in backstories and exposition and that, you know, it'd be like watching a half-hour textbook or something. We've had the textbooks bit, let's just have a lot of fun for the rest of the film, like the next hour or so. Then we go back to a little textbook, like explaining certain things. But anyway, that's what I feel anyway about the film. You know, it's not terrible. I just thought it'd be better considering what's in the trailer and whatever. But them's my opinions. What's yours? What's yours and yours? And who's your favourite Joker? Have you seen this film? How does Jared Leto, like his performance of the Joker? How does he rank? Who do you have the best to worst kind of thing? Where does he fit in? Things like that. Just let me know down below. I'm not talking about a rude bit. I'm talking about the comment section. So yeah, like, subscribe, comment, all the rest of it, and tell your friends and everything. And in the words of the new Cyrus, send the word.
9, 8, 7, 6,